Hey y'all, welcome to Sunshine Haze. I'm Aja A, and I am back on track. Today I am doing, yes, what you guys are used to, my new moon in Gemini forecast. I guess you're not used to the new moon in Gemini, but I will be doing the new moon in Gemini readings for you. You guys are used to the new moon tarot forecast. I did just put out full moon in Sagittarius forecast because I felt bad for not doing the Taurus one. I did just put out a new moon in Gemini. New moon in Gemini video. So go on and check all that stuff out. I'm probably gonna run this back down at some point again during this reading, and everything you need to know, all the links you need are down in the description box. Okay, y'all. Before I get started, this video is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and Gemini Rising, and we are moving out of your solar season. So happy birthday. And yeah, let's just go on and get it started. Typical 5-card spread like I usually do. Because we are in an air moon, we're going to be in a Gemini moon, we're going to be looking at, as I always do, the energy for you guys during this time. Anything that could be crossing y'all, crossing that energy, posing problems for you during this month. Talking about mid-June to mid-July. And then because we're doing Gemini, going to be looking at what's blowing in for you guys, where do you need to adapt, where do you need to change, and then also going to be looking at where you need to, what needs to be expressed, where do you need to express yourself a little bit better, what needs to be pulled a little bit more out of you. Okay, Gemini. And then as always, a soul message card. So let's go on and get this started. My setup is a little different today, just because I don't have the space that I'm typically. What just flipped out? Okay. 10 of Pentacles just popped out. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. That's a good card. Very abundant card. Things are coming together for you. Things are, copacetic. You've got your finances together. You've got your career together. You've got, your relationships together. If we're thinking about relationships with the Pentacles suit. All right, y'all. Let's finish shuffling these cards for you. See what is in store for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and Gemini Rising, mid-June to mid-July. Again, if you feel like this video isn't resonating with you, go on and check out your moon or rising sign videos. I have, again, a link down in the description box below for you. This is a general reading, y'all, so, I know we all got the right to free speech, but it's so many of us YouTube creators that just really can't stand some of them comments. Like, we know this reading does not resonate with everybody. And if it's not resonating with you, then it's not for you. Go on and check out another one. Or check out another free YouTube reader. You feel me? All right, Gemini, what's up, my twins? What is going on for you guys within this next month? What's going on for y'all in y'all's lunar season? Let's pop in. All right, I think we're good on the shuffling. Let's go on. Actually, no, I saw the bottom of the deck. Let's shuffle one more time. And go on and cut the deck for you. And we'll go on and cut the deck again, as I always do. I set myself up for the space. I have my markers, and I'm not even using all the space that I have. All right, y'all, Gemini, what is popping for you guys? What's this energy looking like for you this lunar season? Of course. What is crossing you? Okay. Breeze, what's blowing in? What is blowing in? Slide that over a little bit. And, okay. And then soul message. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, Gemini. So, what do you guys have going on here? So the first card that I have in your spread is the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is one of my favorite cards, especially when I feel like I'm just in a position to where I don't know what's going on, or when I feel like life has been kind of hectic. And this is your moon, so it makes sense that this is your new beginning, Gemini. You guys are starting your new years, you know what I'm saying? So having the Two of Wands coming up in a spread for you is just saying, like, whatever you've been working on, Gemini, whatever's been going down, especially if there's been a lot of chaos in your life, as you guys are Geminis and you guys tend to just kind of go wherever the wind blows you. This is saying that coming in this lunar cycle for you guys, you are going to have a sense of direction. You have an idea of what needs to be done. You have an idea of where you want to put your energy, and you actually have a plan on you have a plan that you have a plan to execute, if that makes any sense. The Two of Wands is also a card of determination. So this is just saying, like, Gemini, whatever you're working on, and because it is a Wands card, it resonates with the fire element, all about action, all about willpower, all about actually physically bringing in the things that we're manifesting. Sorry about the background noise, y'all. This Two of Wands is saying that, you're going to have an idea of what it is that you want. And like I said, you're going to have a plan to execute the plans that you have in place. So you're also going to be harnessing this very determined energy during these next few weeks here, okay, Gemini? And now the card coming up for you in the position of what is going to be crossing you guys during this time, you've got the Mother of Wands. And now that is that's a court card. So 2 messages for that one, and I'll touch on the first one. When we're talking about the court cards, we could be talking about people. So having the Mother of Wands, that's somebody that either is a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, or somebody that just has a lot of fire in their chart, has that, very vibrant energy. The Mother of Wands typically tends to be somebody who's a little bit older, or has a more mature energy, or just has a better grip on things. There's a website that I go to sometimes called facade.com. Shout out to Miriam for putting me on, Miriam and Natasha. There's a website called facade.com that I go on sometimes and do tarot spreads online for myself when I don't have my deck with me. Got a whole bunch of decks that you could choose from. All that. Look, I'm plugging them. Facade, y'all should sponsor me. But they have a description on there for the Mother, the Queen of Wands, that says it is the fire element acting like water, as if a rainbow. So this could just be somebody that kind of carries that intense energy. Older woman, doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, but this is the Mother of Wands, the Queen of Wands, so it's most likely a woman if we are talking about a person that is kind of crossing your energy during this time. This is also somebody that's very protective, so this could be a mother figure to you, or somebody that, a mentor to you, that possibly during this time, whatever direction you're trying to take, Gemini, you have a clear idea of what you want to do. And because you guys are Geminis, and I know you guys deal with this a lot of times people don't really understand what it is that you're trying to do. They don't have a grip on your particular perspective when it comes to approaching certain situations or doing things a certain way. So could be saying that this Mother of Wands, this Queen of Wands, this person in your life could be somebody that typically you turn to for advice, or somebody that kind of has a little bit of an overbearing energy over you, but they could be kind of crossing you in a sense that whatever direction you're trying to take here, they could be posing a block. They could actually be physically saying, while you're trying to do this, they could be throwing projects at you, like, oh, I need your help with this, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, stopping you from taking that path that you're trying to take. It could also be somebody that you have said, hey, I have this idea, I'm going to do things like this, and they're like, I think you should do it like this. I think you should do it like this. I think you should do it like this. Fire people resonate with an I energy, so they resonate with the energy of my way or the highway. So it could be very possible that you have an idea that doesn't make sense, or they can't wrap their heads around, and in turn they're kind of stopping you from taking that path, from following that direction, kind of crossing your intellect, possibly making you think like, am I doing the right thing? Do I need to do this way? Should I change the way that I'm doing things? But what I want to say about that, Gemini, is, you guys are an air sign. You operate within your intellect. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You know how you're supposed to be doing it. This is a lunar season in Gemini, which is all about operating in our truths and living our best lives. So what I will say about this Mother of Wands is, if this is a person crossing you, you kind of just gotta, especially dealing with the Mother of Wands, you kind of just gotta smile and nod and not necessarily do what they say, if that makes sense. Just acknowledge them and keep it pushing. Now, if we're not talking about a person with this court card, and we're more so talking about, an energy, this energy that could be crossing you, because this is the Queen of Wands card, this could say that something with your family is either posing a problem or posing some blockages. This could also say that, you know, you may have just come out of a little bit of a tough time, whether it be like in your job, whether it be with your living situation, some sort of relationship or something. You may be coming out of something that wasn't necessarily serving you, which moving through that, working through that, moving away from that is kind of, as you work through it, possibly causing some blockages for you, causing, you know, halting your process a little bit down that path, okay? Now, Gemini, the next card that I have coming up for you in this spread is in the breeze position. What's blowing in for you? What do you need to adapt to? What do you need to change? I've got the Six of Swords there, and so this is a card that has y'all's energy attached all to it. The Six of the Swords is the air suit, air element. Typically when I see this is a card of hope. This is a card that says, like, you know, things are a little crazy down here at the bottom. Thoughts are a little jumbled. Can't really figure out how to make it out, but there's a rainbow at the top. I always say the only way out of the bottom is up. The Six of Wands, the Six of Swords is very similar to the Six of Wands for me. So this is a card pointing to, like, there's hope on the horizon. But because this is in the position of what's breezing in for you, what needs to change for you, the Six of Swords is also a card that points to overcoming past obstacles. And because you have this Mother of Wands here, and I touched a little bit on, you know, possibly moving out of something a little difficult for you or something that no longer serves you, what I want to say, Gemini, is because this is a Swords card, this is a Six of Swords, what I want to say is whatever this was could also be a habit. You may be into doing something or operating a certain type of way that is no longer serving you. And this coming in the position of the Six of Wands, saying that, you know, you possibly may have just had a difficult time. I'm sorry, coming in position with the Six of Swords, saying you possibly are coming out of a difficult time, what's breezing in for you. What this is saying is, Gemini, you may need to change the way you're doing things. And this lunar cycle is all about shifting perspectives too and trying different things. So if there are habits that you've been tapping into, especially that have to do with like being overprotective, or have to do with just coming off with a very fiery, intense my way or the highway type of energy, or dealing with people like that and continuing to deal with people like that, this is saying, Gemini, where you need to adapt, where you need to change is to stop doing the things that you've been doing. And it's interesting that I say that because Geminis go in, you know, different directions, but sometimes y'all can be creatures of habit. So whatever habits you may have had or that you've been giving into are not serving you, and you may need to change that. And I'm not even going to say may, you need to change that, Gemini. Another message with this card is it's a card that sometimes symbolizes travel. So this coming up in the what's breezing in for you position, and we're talking about adaptability and change and transformation. Very, very possible, Gemini, that some of y'all, something may change, shifting your lives to where you end up moving or to where you end up taking a trip for some reason, where it's something may be shifting and you might meet it with a little bit of resistance for some reason. With it coming up in this position, this is saying like you may be a little resistant to whatever the change is, but this is saying to welcome it with open arms, welcome it with positive energy, just, you know, take those chances, YOLO, you know, let's bring that back, YOLO. Give into those changes, don't resist them, because whatever the change is, again, we're dealing with your lunar season, which is all about shifting perspective, which is all about operating within our truths and living our best lives. We're also dealing with Saturn and Capricorn, so you guys know the things that are supposed to be moving in for us, they're going to be moving in for us, and some things may be broken down and need to be changed and shifted, okay? And the next card that I have for y'all coming up in this spread is the Nine of Pentacles, and that is in the position of what needs to be expressed. What do you need to show to the world as opposed to keeping it, you know, to yourself? Like, what needs to be, what are you holding in, Gemini? That's really what this position is all about. And you've got the Nine of Pentacles. Two messages for this card. The one that I picked up on first and foremost was, for some reason, Gemini, y'all may have been doing a whole bunch of stuff that is bringing you a lot of, you know, either revenue, monetary value, revenue, bringing you a lot of positive opportunities, something, but it's kind of like you're you're being a little too humble. It's always good to be humble, but what I like to tell people is that, you know, if your shit is popping, let people know, like network, tell people your shit's popping, because that can bring in even more opportunities that actually brings you to that 10 of Pentacles. And y'all, I did see that 10 of Pentacles. I didn't even see it. It actually flipped out when I was shuffling. And how I'm sitting, you can't see me shuffling on the screen. Sorry, y'all, but the 9 of Pentacles coming up in this position is saying, hey, Gemini, you maybe do need to tap into a little bit of that, you know, a little bit of that, you know, I'm the shit energy, because a lot of you Geminis do so much creative stuff. You do so many projects, you do so much work. And because of that intellectual energy that you have behind it, it typically turns out to be pretty successful. Look at Kanye. I know a lot of y'all ain't rocking with Ye right now, but we can't deny Kanye is a musical genius, and you know, his work, his body of work is crazy. So that's just an idea of another Gemini for y'all. So that I think, is Kendrick a Gemini too? I think Kendrick is also a Gemini. If he's not, I'm sorry. But basically, you know, you guys have that ability, because you have that intellectual energy, to tap into and make things just really resonate with people, make things really stick out with people, really make things become very successful. So this is just saying, like, you know, y'all have probably already tapped into that, and you don't have to hold that in. You don't have to, you know, be as humble as you're being. Like, you can tell people, this is what I do, this is how I got to this, and I'm proud of it, and it's bringing me this much money, and it's bringing me this. Like, you can go on and say that. That's okay. Why do we do the things that we do? Why do we reach for and strive for the things that we want, so that we can have them and show them off sometimes? You know what I'm saying? Another message with this card, because it's in the position of what needs to be expressed. Sometimes when the 9 of Pentacles comes up, it points to having to do with our home life, and it's a card that points to like having a happy home, having, you know, having a very stable home. This coming up in the position of what needs to be expressed, true self-expression, I think may also mean for you, Gemini, that there may be some things going on in your home life that need to be addressed. Sorry, y'all. Some things going on in your home life that need to be addressed, that you need to speak to whoever is around you, or whoever, or not even your home life, possibly your job, your relationship, pentacles, whatever your pentacle is. Possibly some things that need to be addressed, some things that you may need to talk about and you may need to work through with whoever is involved, okay? The last card coming up for y'all in this spread is the Temperance card, and that's in the message of, that's in the position of, you know, what's your soul message? What's a little message for your higher self today? What else do you need to know before clicking out of this video, before I start the plugs at the end? You got the Temperance card. And it makes so much sense to see the Temperance card coming up in the new moon and Gemini spread, because as I said, you guys are starting your new year. You're starting your new journey. You're starting your new cycle. So this card coming up in this position, I think, is very closely tied to this Mother of Wands and the 6 of Swords. A lot of you Gemini, and again, if this video ain't resonating with you, please don't put no comments down talking about I'm a Gemini and this doesn't have anything to do with me. I don't care. Nobody else cares. Just click out the video. But for those of you that this video is resonating with, this Temperance card coming up, pointing to coming out of whatever this is saying that, Gemini, because you're coming into a new, where is my little selenite wand? I bought this specifically to point to cards. Because you're coming out of whatever this was, and understanding now that there's hope, and possibly that you need to shift the way that you're doing some things. This is also saying, Gemini, this is a time for renewal for you. This is a time for healing. So before you jump back into the mix, before you jump back onto that 2 of Wands, especially with this energy crossing you, take some time to reflect, Gemini. If you need to do some meditations, meditate. If you need to write, whatever you need to do to gain some introspect and gain some insight within yourself on what needs to be healed, what needs to be changed, what needs to be shifted. Go on and do that during this next month, because it's going to put you into a place to where this year just works out remarkably well for you, okay? All right, Gemini, that is it. Like I said, check out your moon or rising sign videos. If this didn't resonate with, if you made it all the way through the video, I'm assuming it resonated with you. But if for some reason you're here and you're like, check out your moon or rising sign. Playlist down in the description box for you on that. If you like the video, go on and hit that little thumbs up button for me. If you have any Gemini friends that you feel like may need to watch this, definitely go on and share the video. I'd really appreciate it. And again, if you've made it all the way through the end of the video, I'm assuming you're rocking with me, so go on and hit subscribe. So you can keep up with when I put out new videos. Check out that new moon in Gemini video so you can get an idea of what energy we're working with throughout this next month, mid-June to mid-July. And is that it? Are those all my plugs? I think those are all my plugs. Oh, if you do new moon intentions, go on and check out the link that I have down there too. I just put up a blog about how I do my intentions. It's nothing super extensive. But yeah, Gemini, I hope those messages resonated with you. If they did and you want a little more insight, you want a little bit more of a personal reading, I also offer those. I am on Instantgo. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't know how to use that shit. But I'm on Instantgo. You can email me and we can set something up, and you can pay me through Cash App, or you can head to my Etsy shop, which I prefer. Got all those links down in the description box for you guys as well. And yeah, you guys enjoy your summer, and again, happy birthday.